It's the days of 76 in Deadwood, and we're privileged to visit with Miss Rodeo America, Jordan Tierney. Welcome to Black Hills TV.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, Miss Rodeo America. Are you getting used to the sound of that?
Every once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I can get used to that, and then I get up in the sky a little bit. And my dad just brings me back down to earth. Jordan, we got to go do this or we got to do that on the ranch. So I'm still Jordan Tierney at heart.
Yeah. What are some of the highlights? I know a lot of rodeos have been canceled this year, but what are some of the highlights in your travels so far this year?
Well, yeah, you can take that in stride, and that's what I've tried to do with all the cancellations of rodeos. But one of the highlights is getting to be here in Deadwood for the Days of 76. This rodeo, it's so special to me because this is where I had my first title in 2018 as Miss Days of 76. So it's really a full circle moment for me, and I'm just blessed to be back in South Dakota and rodeoing again.
What was it like growing up, having your parents with all the success they've had at rodeo? My goodness. Expectations?
Yeah, a lot of people think that when you're raised by a world champion that he might be a little intense. But if there's one thing, my dad, I think, is my greatest coach I've ever had. He really understands everything that comes along with rodeo. He understands the highs and the lows you're going to have. And so he's really a great mentor and a great teacher. And so is my mom. They're such a supportive unit, and they've really, they've tried to raise us not to just be good competitors, but good human beings. And so I'm proud of where I come from and my heritage in rodeoing.
We recently interviewed your parents, and your dad said that he was amazed at the preparation you had for Miss Rodeo America.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. This title, it's a very involved pageant. It's an 8-day pageant out in Las Vegas, Nevada. And you will compete in impromptu questions. You will have extemporaneous speeches. You'll have 2 sets of interview. You'll have horsemanship, a fashion show, various other things. And you're eating dinner with the judges a lot. And so it is a very intense pageant, and I wanted to do well. Most importantly, I wanted to win, but I wanted to go and compete well. And if there's one thing my parents have taught me is that you have to prepare. And my dad says he doesn't believe in luck. He only ever tells us to do your best. Mm-hmm. And so to do your best, you have to prepare to do your best. And so that's really what I tried to do. And looking back on it, it was a lot, but I'm so thankful because in the end, it came out for me.
It came down to you and Miss Rodeo Washington.
Yes.
So you're both standing there.
Yeah.
What was that like in those few seconds, waiting to hear that? Could you breathe? What was it like?
Well, so when they started announcing categories on stage, it was all very spread out. So I knew the margins were going to be razor thin. And honestly, I was just grateful to be in top 5. That was really my goal, is I wanted to be in top 5. And then when it got down to first runner-up and who was going to be crowned 2020, Miss Rodeo Washington, she's great, Hannah Lieb, and she just started praying, and we were standing on stage and we were praying together that just whoever took home the title, that God would lead us through our year and give us the strength that we needed to carry it. And could that not be more true during this year and during COVID? It has been a true testament to what your faith is in God and who's got you.
You're signing autographs today, Jordan. A lot of young people look up to you. What's your message for them?
Oh man, so much. But my number one thing is just be genuine and work hard. That's really, at the end of the day, you can show up, but and do your best. And so just always have a genuine heart, a genuine love for the sport of rodeo and what you're representing, and show up with a servant's heart, and whatever is asked of you, you do, and you do it with a smile on your face.
Thanks for joining us here on Black Hills TV.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.